Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the changes coming soon in about a week's time for patch 8.3. This is supposed to be a small one and there aren't that many changes, but we've got some really big impact changes that will definitely shake up the meta. By the way, just quickly, if you're from the UK or around London, I'll be at the Belong Arena by Game in Soho in London this Saturday for the event that they have. You can win loads of prizes, smash me in a 1v1, hang out, there's loads of stuff there, but it will be awesome to see a few of you there, and all the details you need are going to be below. Our first one is a good example of this actually. Kalista's range is going to be reduced from 550 to 500, so lowered it by 50. She is extremely strong right now at higher ranks and pro play, so even if it looks kind of weird like she doesn't do well in your games, that is why she is getting hit. This is kind of a harsh way of changing her though. It's like the Lucian treatment basically. To show you how that stacks up now, Lucian is at 500 attack range, Tristana is at 550, Varus will be 575, and Caitlyn would be 650. How are you supposed to fight or bully any lane when they can smack you from so much farther away? I think that's actually going to be a pretty big issue for Kalista. Another good way of putting that actually is Kog'Maw without his W has a 500 range, and you know how low that actually feels in a fight. You have to be really close. It doesn't feel good at all, and how you don't really want to fight without that extra range from your W. This is going to be how Kalista will be now. I'm actually quite interested to see what you guys think about this down below. Maybe you think it's fair. She is really strong in the lane phase, but hitting a range by that much seems kind of harsh to me. So Liga stopwatch is getting looked at as well. Finally, we have some rune changes for the inspiration tree. The stopwatch now discounts Guardian Angel and stuff like that by 250 instead of 300 now. The big thing is that magical footwear has been moved into tier 1 now and swapped with biscuits. So it also no longer reduces the upgrade cost of your other boots by 50 gold. So that is kind of weaker anyway. When you took inspiration secondary, you would normally take these two things together, right? Stopwatch and free boots. It was really good. It gave you like kind of a lot of passive gold actually, like saved you money anyway, but now you can't. It's kind of a clever way of stopping people abusing it actually, but like stopwatch, biscuits, free boots, and cosmic insight, all four of those have had pretty good win rates in the tree, so we can just swap our page around. It's unlikely to stop people taking stopwatch, but we might see more damage trees second again if they can't take the boots and stopwatch together. Another single change, a small change that will have a massive impact like the Kalista one, is Ryze cannot use Zhonya's or stopwatch with his ultimate anymore at all. It sounds kind of dumb, but it's like one of those things that actually made him viable again. So using that will cancel your ult and you cannot escape for free. He could push, he could play forward, actually bully people because he had that backup of escaping, right? I mean, it has no counterplay, it was pretty stupid, but I think this is going to make Ryze a lot worse actually. And to be honest though, if a champion has to rely on a cheesy gimmick like this to actually be good, there's probably something wrong with Ryze in general, so maybe we'll see Ryze is like 1000th rework soon. Viktor is finally getting buffs though, not exactly amazing, but long overdue. His Q shield will be up by 60% now, as well as the move speed when upgraded, so you get a bonus to your shield now. Your E cooldown is lowered by a second, your ultimate cooldown is lowered by 20 seconds, rank 3 as well. It is mostly the Q change though that will help, especially with the Lichbane build that are pretty popular right now. Getting closer, having way more of a shield would actually make getting in there a lot easier. At the moment, he is sitting pretty at the very bottom of the mid lane win rate, so this might take him out of the garbage at least, but it's probably not going to make him that good. So the biggest change this entire patch that you're going to have to know about when it drops is the Rengar rework, or I guess revert actually back to the old Rengar. His AD growth though has been doubled throughout the entire game now, so we've even better late game have more AD, which will be great, right? And his passive has been changed to just give 1 to 25% bonus AD or AP. His Q is back to the old Q again, reverted. Now his single target deals a bunch of base damage plus 110% of your AD. If empowered, it deals even more base damage and even more percentage AD as well, and grants 40% attack speed for the next 2 attacks. You can actually use this versus towers. It won't do damage, but it will grant a frosty stack, and you can actually double Q again. His W AP ratio lowered by 10%. E now has a 60% AP ratio. Seems like they're actually going to bring back AP Rengar. His ultimate warning range though has been massively lowered. It used to be 2 to 4000, now it's only 1600. The tracking range for Rengar is slightly higher early but lower later, but tracked enemies now stay revealed no matter whether you're near them or not. You have a higher move speed, and the closest enemy leap bonus has been changed. No longer crits now, but it gains 3 ferocity and reduces their armor by a bunch for 4 seconds. So that is a lot of stuff that I just repeated out to you, but basically Q is now single target again. You will not see him coming until he's actually pretty close, and his single target damage is going to be much higher. There are good and bad things with this, like his clear speed is going to be weaker if his Q isn't AoE anymore, or it should be, but it does make him a better single target assassin like he was before. I am not sure about this, okay, though, because the reason they reworked his kit in the first place was because he was too good at blowing people up and there wasn't really much counterplay. That is exactly what Riot said last time as to why they changed it, but didn't they really just like turn him pretty much back into that same thing again? So some other minor champion changes as well. Katarina's passive damage on dagger pickup has been lowered. It starts 10 lower but ends 67 lower level 18. It will be slightly less obviously, but like remember Katarina wins most of her games by getting ahead, snowballing before like 30 minutes into a game. Will like 10 or 30 damage stop her from doing that? Probably not. It will make her late game weaker, but that is already quite hard for her, so it shouldn't be too bad. Master Yi has got a few changes on there right now. Q cost lowered by 20 mana later, AD ratio is up slightly. Also his E true damage is increased slightly early ranks, but his AD ratio on that as well is increased. It is slightly better, but it's not really massive. And they actually tried reworking his W before this E change as well. They basically lowered the cooldown a little bit. You had to fully channel it and then your next attacks would heal you and reduce ability cooldown for like everything else. That would have been kind of cool, even though I don't really know how often you full channel your W anyway. Most people just use it for a reset, right? I don't think this will really be enough to bring Master Yi back. It seems like he has much bigger issues. One of them being that Shyvana is just a better version. Sejuani's Q cooldown is increased to 2 seconds, rank 1. Very minor, but just something, I guess, probably aimed more at pro play. Finally, Tryndamere buff. So, AD growth up slightly. Your Q AD gain passively increased by 5 late game, and your E bonus ratio is up by 10%. Probably not what most people are expecting when they've been saying for like patches that they're going to buff this guy. It's about as basic a change as you can get. They're just fiddling with numbers. Honestly, I kind of expected a little bit more than this when they said they wanted to help out Tryndamere. I think we'll probably end up seeing a bit more for Trynd eventually, but they won't do too much because they are making this new top lane keystone. That is your wrap up of what to expect in 8.3. Thank you for watching until the end if you're still here, but for now, I'll leave you with the robots.